I'll start out by saying that I'm not going to coach in the first half anymore. I'm just going to sit there on the bench. We seem to be a real good second half team. And I took total blame for it at halftime, and I told them it's just part of my process too. I just need to sit there and be quiet the whole first half and just let it be and just know that they're going to pull through in the second half. But now I'm real proud of this team, proud of this win. Every win's important, and we're a work in progress as a team. And this is our process that we're going through right now, and we're not 40 minutes of a team yet, and we're working towards that each day. And this basketball team's improving each game, and they improved today. And I'm real proud to coach them, and I'm just really happy right now with our effort that we're giving. And they're trying to buy in, and we're doing some different stuff defensively, but real happy with them on that. And so that's something important to me, and I'm proud to be coaching this team. So. Any questions?
What is the difference in the second half?
The biggest difference is Tia Fowler loves to play in the second half. Now she, I think a lot of it has to do with our energy and us pushing the ball back at people in transition, and eventually the other team gets tired too. And we've got to be in incredible shape to play the way we want to play, and we're turning the ball over too much right now, and we're not causing enough turnovers to my liking, but. The big thing is we just keep running it back at them, and teams get tired, and we start getting layups in the second half, and we get a lot of transition buckets in the second half that we don't get in the first half. And so that's part of who we are as a team. That's part of our makeup. Their coach told me after the game that, before the game he said, the biggest thing that concerns him with us and the thing that we're really good at is pushing the ball in transition, and that's something that we are really good at. And so I've noticed in the second half we get a lot of easy opportunities in the second half because of our transition offense, and so we've got to start doing more of that in the first half. But hey, if it takes the second half to get a win, we'll just keep doing it in the second half. So,
Do you feel like your conditioning is advanced in the second half? Do you think that tempo just wears teams down?
I do, and we're not in the best of shapes yet, and that's something we're working on each day. And we've got an incredible strength coach in John Simmons, and our players are working towards pushing through walls. They've never been asked to push through walls, and we're asking them to push through a lot of walls in terms of when you get tired, you got to find another gear. And they've been doing good about that, and I think the tempo is a big reason, and that's something we talk about a lot at halftime.
You don't have a lot of time between each game. You had one Friday, Sunday, Tuesday. Is that kind of good this time of year to work things out, or would you rather have a little more space to have a couple of practices?
I'd rather have more practices, and but the schedule is what it is. I told my staff if they do a schedule like this next year, I'm going to have to figure out who's doing scheduling. They may not be here after that, but that's it is what it is, and you're going to have to do that when you get into the tournaments and postseason play, and that's what we're shooting for. And so I would like to have more practice so we can get better on some things, especially in some of our defensive stuff. But one of our focuses when we came back from Hawaii, we were not in great spirits when we came back, and we focused on a 3-game season, and we said that hey, look, we got 3 games to get ourselves out of this hole, and then we can start over after these 3 games. And we're 2-0 in those 3 games. And the kid, like I told them in the locker room when we ended right there, is how important is it to you to get out of this hole? We can see light at the end of it right now. We got to get out of this hole. We've got to step up there and get on the mainland and win this next game. And we got to go in tomorrow and attack tomorrow for an hour and a half, whatever we do for practice. I like to practice about 2.5 hours, but we're cutting it short because we're trying to save legs right now and just really fix some of the things that we're messing up technically and just get that fixed, and we'll be ready to go on Tuesday.
Coach, in talking to Valencia, she says after 7 games, she feels like they're starting to adjust to the style of play you wanted to play. Do you feel the same way?
I do. I do offensively. We're pushing the ball, and we're running up and down the court offensively, and that's going to be a big part of who we are in our makeup and the history for the future of this program. And that's the type of players we're recruiting into this program that want to play that way. And our players all can play that way, and they just have never had to play that way. And so we're working towards that every day, and we're real close offensively in terms of the tempo, and we're scoring a bunch of points right now. But we got to get there defensively, and we've got to bring that same energy defensively, and that will come. That will come. And when you're trying to our process, and I've had a lot of coaches call me when you're trying to fix something, and when you start anew in a program, your defensive structure sometimes is a little bit behind offensively because your kids are used to playing more offensively, and especially the way we want to play defense. And so we're working towards that every day. 90% of our practice is on defense. You wouldn't think that would have much scoring we have, but we practice a lot defensively and trying to get the tempo and the pace to where we want it. And another thing we're trying to do is force a lot of outside shots. And during our 3-game losing streak there to start the season, we were giving up a lot of layups. We're not giving up those layups anymore. So you saw shooting percentages on teams are going down. We was letting teams shoot 50 to 60% on us because we was giving them layups. And so the last 2 games, the teams have shot in the low 30s, and it's because we're forcing them to shoot outside rush shots. And so that's part of what we're going to do defensively, and we're getting better at that. And I'm just real happy with them right now.
Season high for Valencia, points and assists. What's your satisfaction with her both today and just her season as a whole to this point?
Valencia, Matt Farland is a very gifted basketball player, and her and I have had some struggles, and a little bit of it comes to because I expect greatness out of her every day. And she's told me that she's never had somebody that expects greatness out of her every day, coaching her. So that's been a struggle. Her and I, we've argued a little bit, and early on, 2 Sundays ago, I was not very happy with Valencia, and she knew that because she didn't bring the leadership, and she was not aggressive offensively. But I asked her when we went to Hawaii that, hey, let's end this feud. I need you, and how can I help you right here? And one of the things we figured out some things, a better way for me to coach her, and she's helped me a lot, and she helps us get a lot of wins. And so I'm very happy with Valencia, and I've asked her to step her scoring total up, and she's done that. And you can see out of the last 2 games, but even in Hawaii, she scored a lot over there, and she's showing a bigger leadership role in this basketball team. And she's doing things right now that she's even told me that she hasn't done. She's having to do things she's not comfortable at doing, and one of those is scoring. She's not a big-time scorer. She's never really been comfortable scoring. She's been one of these players that wants to get 10, 11 assists and have 12 or 13 points. But we need her to get 16 or 17 points and still get 6 or 7 assists for us to be successful. And she knows that, and she's starting to do it. And she had some turnovers today. That's not like her. And a lot of that come early in the game in the first half. She had, I think, 5 or 6 turnovers at the half, and that was her rushing some things. And she wasn't patient on some screen and roll actions. But she slowed down in the second half and did a great job. But she had 22 points and 8 assists. I don't think if she'll give me that every game, I'll be real happy. And we're going to win a lot of ball games if she can do that. So, but I'm very happy with Valencia right now, and I wished I had her for another 3 years, but I don't. So.